So much of this Super Bowl has been, talked around the quarterbacks. It's Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes, deservedly so, because they're both exceptional players, and the offense and the yards and the points they put up is unreal. But both of these defenses kind of have some opportunistic tendencies to them. Who do you see as having an edge? I like Tampa on this end because they can rush. They don't have to rush extra backers or safeties in order to disrupt the Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you like from a defensive standpoint? Forget the offense for now, just from a defensive standpoint. Who do you like better?
I'm with you from the Tampa statement that you just made. I think it's how they've been playing over the last few weeks, maybe like the last 7 or 8 weeks. Tampa's defense has been playing extraordinary. You look at they're starting from the back end all the way up. They got playmakers at every level, and it's not just one. It's multiple players on every level, and I think that front four is going to be key, though. You talk about Sue, JPP, some of those boys up front. I think it's going to be imperative that those guys are able to get active. And if they can, because Patrick Mahomes' numbers actually, when being pressured by the front four is like 46%. Yeah. But when you blitz them, it goes up to 80-some-odd%. So this team has the capability of just allowing their front four to eat and play everybody and allow the playmakers on the back end to be able to do what they need to do to slow down some of those weapons that Patrick Mahomes has.
Well, Cliff, let's face it, too. The injury to Fisher, the ruptured Achilles, couldn't come at a worse time. Not that there's ever a good time to have to replace your left tackle if you Kansas City, but between Todd Bowles, who to me, I said this in the opening segment of the show, to me, Todd Bowles is the wild card key. It took him a while to make some adjustments against the Saints, but he did the third time they met, and I know Todd's mind from his time with the Jets as a defensive guy. He's a great defensive mind, and now you got to hold that left tackle. How do they not make Patrick Mahomes' life miserable?
Well, here's the thing, and we kind of seen this when they played Buffalo. When that front four gets active and they start applying pressure consistently, they start to move Patrick Mahomes out of the pocket, whether that's naked, boots, whatever the case may be, and you don't allow those great pass rushers to get the one-on-ones because now you got to fight against the zone and different things like that. So I see that being their solution to slowing down that front four. But again, I do think collectively as a defense, whether you're talking about the two linebackers that Tampa has, and you talk about those DBs on the back end, I do think they can hold up even with them moving the offensive line left or right to give Patrick Mahomes some time to be able to look downfield.
It's Cliff Avril, and Cliff's with us here. He's a Super Bowl champ, first 5 years in Detroit. Last 5 with Seattle, which is where he got the chip. A Pro Bowler, and Cliff is with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio.
Cliff, you used to throw this one team has experience argument out there, but I feel like that's changed a little bit. You can get first timers, as we saw with Kansas City last year, not being intimidated by the stage. The Chiefs are immediate Super Bowl champions, so they're the defending champs right now. So they have the experience, I put that in quotes, over the Buccaneers. But Tom Brady is on the other side. From an experience standpoint, does this feel even to you, even though the Bucs don't have any experience other than the guy who's their biggest leader?
Experience, I do think experience plays a role, and obviously, the championship mindset plays a role because Tom Brady comes into an organization, and literally the first year is able to lead these guys to the Super Bowl. So I do think experience plays a role in all of this, and a man that's been there. I mean, you think about it. Patrick Mahomes is going back to back. There's only been one quarterback that has been able to go back-to-back Super Bowls and actually win them, and he's going against them, Tom Brady, right? Brady. So I think the experience itself does play a role, but both of them have their experience. But this man has been there 10 times, So I think he can bring some of those other inexperienced guys that's on that Tampa defense or that Tampa team, should I say, along to kind of catch up because he's seen so much ball, on top of the fact that they had 2 weeks to prepare for it as well.
Mm-hmm. Cliff, I want to switch it up a little bit and go back to your first team. You played, I think it was at least 4 years with Stafford. You were there in 08. Mm-hmm. I think Stafford was 09, so I think I know you had a couple of years with him. If I said to you, Cliff, the Detroit Lions failed Matthew Stafford, what would you say to that?
That's a tough one. I don't know if they necessarily failed him. So I'll tell you my perspective on the Detroit Lions in general. And it's kind of outlandish, but it is my perspective.
Okay.
I think they're cursed. I think they're cursed. And the reason I say that is because, Matthew Stafford is a heck of a ball player. Yeah. You know, I've seen this man make some crazy throws, the sidearms that everybody's so happy about seeing. I've seen Matthew I've seen him flick the ball basically 60 yards, right? Mm-hmm. So I think, and then you talk about players like Megatron, Calvin Johnson, who is arguably, one of the best wide receivers to play in his era, if not ever, So, and then there was a time period where myself, Kyle Vandenbosch, and Dominican Sue, we were some of the top defensive linemen in the NFL. So he's had talent around him. He's had a solid defense around him. He's had playmakers around him, and he's put up crazy numbers, consistently 4,000, 5,000 yards a season, but yet can't make a run in playoffs, yet can't make the playoffs, So I think this is a great move for staff to be able to go to another organization, to be able to get a fresh breath of air and seeing what else he can make happen in these next few years that he has left in his career.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.